Hey guys, it's Frank here, and I'm with Dennis, and he's been a Yield School member for how long, Dennis?
4 months, 5 months.
Yeah, 4 months, 5 months. Cool. So thanks for jumping on the call.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me.
So could you just give us a quick 15, 30-second introduction about yourself?
So my name is Dennis Rush. I have had a whole career behind me in college and all that stuff. Kind of in the retirement phase of my life. I'm looking for something else to do. I wanted to learn more about investing. So I did do a lot of searching for different groups to look at and join. There's a lot of different groups out there, and you have to be very careful. So when I saw Frank's video, I thought, well, that looks pretty legit. So I went and sat and watched one of the meetings for a little bit, met some of the folks, talked to some people in the organization. And then I said, well, all right, that sounds good. I think I want to join and learn more and kind of find out and feel my way through it and see if everything's legit. And it turns out it's very legit and it's awesome. And you guys go way above and beyond to try and help people to get, if they're stuck in an issue or something, or they don't know how to invest in a certain area, you get a whole team of people that come in and then show you the way. They walk you through it, and they give you all of the tools necessary to do it, then eventually to learn on your own, so that you can then do it and then bring some value back to the whole team. Because if we get a lot more people, we become much more powerful as a group, and it just makes it just more beneficial for everybody. So for me, it was just, I'm like everybody when you first start. I was, okay, I got to feel this out. But then after a couple months, I was like, this is fantastic. And just yesterday, I was trying to navigate through in the primary markets, buying some coin. I got stuck placing the order. So I had two people come on after you fill out what's called a ticket. And they jumped on and they were there, and soon, not even 5 minutes later, I was walking through the whole process with them. And it was within 20 minutes, my purchase was done. It was complete. And I had more knowledge about how to do that. And also you guys record that conversation. So you have text, right? You going back and forth in text, and then screenshots and different things back and forth. You actually record the whole conversation. So if I want to go back, if I forgot what I did, I can now go back and read my whole conversation, because I may want to sell those tokens at some point. So having only done that one time, I may want to go back and review, so I can go back and now it's there for me to go back and look at, which I've never had anywhere before, with ease of use and a group of people so eager to help you, which is told me on the whole idea.
Thank you. What would you say the biggest problem you were having when it comes to investing in crypto assets before you joined Yield School? Or what was the problem you were trying to solve?
So I never knew what to invest in. I saw the big ones, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solara, all the big ones. But if you go to the primary market, because those are all secondary markets, right? So the primary market is where I think you're going to make more money, because those are coins that are just now introduced into the market, but not yet made its way to the prime time.
Yeah, not Coinbase or anything like that.
New, right? So I didn't know, how do I get into that? I knew that I wanted to get into things that were just coming out, because I knew that would be better and more profitable down the road. So imagine if you got into Bitcoin when it first came out and bought it when it was $1 or whatever it was. Think about what you already be. So that's kind of where we start. So it's more difficult to, if you don't understand the process, which is what I'm here to learn, you guys are teaching me every day. That process is a little bit more challenging than if you're on a primary or on a secondary market like Coinbase or Kraken or something like that. It's much more, it's set up for the average person to find their way through it, where the primary markets is a little bit more difficult. And you don't know which ones to go after. So by having an entire group of people, and you guys have an entire library of coins that are investigated, researched, and gone through the paces, so that when we get there, all of that stuff is done in any fears that you might have, you can bring that down. And there's always going to be some risk. Obviously, there's risk in this all the time. So, but it takes away a lot of that risk, makes it so much better.
Yeah. So the problem you had of wanting to access the primary markets, like the assets before they're listed on the secondary markets, and knowing which ones to invest in, how has Yield School helped you solve that problem?
So you guys have an entire library of accounts. And so aside from going for just the major ones, the blue chip, I guess is what you call them, we can go for the mid caps and the smaller ones and you guys have an entire research database of all of those files. So if I want to go back and research one of those on my own, you guys have already done it, and it's always in the same format. So when you go look at an account, you start out with CoinGecko information, and it just goes through its process all the way down. So every time you do that, you get a little bit better at it. Mm-hmm. But you guys make the process of having fear, you reduce that, because now you know that you guys, who are the experts in the field, have already gone through everything with that account, and also you're watching those accounts. So I feel more comfortable investing in those and putting money into that, knowing that Yield School has already investigated it.
Yeah,
I think that answers the question here.
Yeah. What have you learned through the Yield School program?
A great deal. That's a lot. That's a big question. So, I mean, I've learned. I'm still, I consider myself a rookie at it, but how to go through and through MetaMask or Rabby Wallet. I didn't have a Rabby Wallet, and I had a MetaMask, but I created a new one and made it better, so that now I can now use those to go on different blockchains, because I didn't even know the differences in blockchains. So now I'm using Ethereum and other blockchain.
Arbitrum,
yeah, exactly. So that's how new I am. I don't even remember them, but they're so important to know them. And so now I use Rabby Wallet, and I've also got a hard wallet based on the information that you guys provided to me. So I never even had a hard wallet before, so now I have a hard wallet. And I'll say one thing about this program that is so is paramount is the emphasis that you guys put on safety. So everything that, like they say, don't go invest in something, fill out a ticket first. We'll go look at it, and we'll let you know if it's even worthwhile. If it's something that we think is too risky, or it's fake or something,
just a scam,
you'll investigate it before you even do that. So to me, that's huge, because I don't have to worry. But having a hardware wallet now is something I didn't even think about. But everything that you guys do is always about protecting your coins, putting it in a safe place so that you don't lose it, right? So because there's a lot of bad actors out there, and we like to and Yield School makes sure that you're safe, and that and everyone talks about that. I mean, it's just something that everybody continually puts out there, and even in all the meetings that we have all week long, and you have meetings every day almost, where people talk about all the things that we just talked about, and you can suggest things that you want to talk about. Like I suggested talking about like taxes. So then what we did is we ended up then having a meeting about different software that people use to chart their tax, what things are taxable, so that when you get to tax season, all your stuff is ready. So I forget the name of the software.
Probably Coinly.
Yeah, I think I watched your video, and you mentioned it in the video, which is the other thing too, is all the videos that you have available to learn. Just there's nothing else like that anywhere. So, and they're very thorough. You can go back and watch all the videos again. You have level 1 and level 2. Level 1, you have to, it's a structured format. You have to follow them sequentially, but level 2, you can bounce around to different ones. There's a whole section on different things on the taxes to watch for. But everything that we talk about is in there. So it's all very good.
Have you found good value in the community calls and the meetings that we have in the community generally?
Every time I attend one of these meetings, especially like DeFi Fridays, or tonight is just kind of an open forum session. You can ask any question you want. I always learn something new. The thing is, like, I bookmark everything that you guys provide to us. So I have a whole list of new things I still have to go through, but it's all really valuable information that I would never have gone and found this information, but you guys make it available. I put that in my bookmarks as things that I want to go look at if I have any ideas that I need to get answers to. So there's just so much. I always say it's drinking from a fire hose, but it is a great deal of information. So you have to narrow it down as what is your task, what is your goal, and focus on that. And then eventually you'll just keep learning more and more. I learn more and more every day. It's like getting a college degree if you want it. Just here, we should talk about that. Have college degrees from the Yale School. Get a little certificate.
Yeah, we should actually.
No, but just for fun. But yeah, so because there's just so much information. I mean, to get to the level of some of the guys that you have here, Patrick, or even Carter. Carter just won an award for some of the stuff that he did. These guys are out there. Yeah, these guys are out there in the field doing great work. So, and then Mickey, there's still a lot of legal advice there. So you guys are also attorneys. So we can ask you legal questions if we have something we need to find out, so we can get legal advice as well. So, and that's where else are you going to get that? That's here.
I'm glad. Could you share any successes you've had since joining Yale School?
Well, my successes, I have a lot of money in more investments spread out, more diversified than if I just kept it all in Bitcoin or all in Ethereum. So now I own a TON, TON coin. I worked on TON and the other one with help this week, because the first couple of times you go through the process, making sure you're on the right blockchain, making sure you got the right gas to get to make the purchases. You guys, as soon as you see the account, you're like, oh, you got to do this, you have to do that, and it takes no time. Especially if Carter's helping you, it's boom, 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 it's done. But and then you get a recording of that, so if you need to go back and learn it again on your own, you can do that. But I have made better investments with you guys helping than I would have on my own, because I could have just invested in any coin that was terrible, where the coins that I'm now investing in are vetted. They have great potential, and so I feel much more confident that my money's going to grow. So, and it's starting to grow, although the economy right now is a little sluggish today, but I think it's going to come back around. Certainly, the Fed, you guys talk about that. When Mickey talks, we talk about that. We got the macro sessions on Friday at 7 p.m., where you can learn a little bit about what's happening in the economy this week. So there's always something happening with the group. And I'm 4 or 5 months in. In 4 or 5 more months, I'll be much farther than I am now, because I think it's like an exponential kind of growth, because now I have a lot of the little stuff out of the way, and now I'm going to grow from the knowledge I have now. Each time I look at an account, I know what I have to do to buy a coin now, or before I was like, I didn't even know what coin to buy.
Yeah. 4 or 5 months from now, we should be very much into the cycle as well.
Yeah.
So the knowledge will compound.
Yeah. And I came with I had $20,000 that I put into the program to start working with, and it's already starting to show dividends.
Just some closing questions now. Why did you decide to join Yield School? What made you pull the trigger?
So I had belonged to a different group before, and it was nowhere near as good as Yield School, where they had a program. It wasn't very well thought out. It cost a bunch of money to join, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't like that so much. There was no one there to help you do anything. The amount of help you get in Yield School is so good. I was going to say crazy good, but it's really good. You have a question, you're going to have 3 people that want to help you. So, as soon as if you get stuck, you just fill out a ticket within 10 minutes. Someone's like, all right, let's do this. So there's always someone there to help you. get through the tough parts. So there's no comparison in my opinion. I mean, there may be other schools out there that I haven't seen, but I don't need to go there. I'm here, and I like everybody. Everybody's super friendly. And no one ever gives you the attitude like, I got to help you. They're always like, yeah, let's do it. They're like, and they're just having a good time doing it. So it's exciting. You can participate as much as you want or as little as you want in the group meetings. I like to be in there just because I want to learn as much as I can. I didn't come here not to learn. I came here to learn as much as I could so I could start doing more and more on my own. But I always want to be a part of a group like this. Yeah, I think it's just better to belong to a group of friendly people.
Yeah, we think so too, which is why we want more friendly people like yourself and Paul. So yeah, we appreciate it, Dennis, and we appreciate you. How likely are you to recommend Yield School?
I've already recommended it to people, but I'm selective. So here, I had one of the guys I used to work with, and he actually worked for me, and he was like, I was telling him about the school. He's just out of college, doesn't have any money yet. I said, well, when you're ready, we can get you in there, but, I want you to be ready for it. So I'm still talking to him. And I think that he will eventually join. But I think that he just got out of college. He just started a new job. He wants to save a few bucks.
Sure.
And then, but everything I show him, he wants to know more about. So, but I talk to people about it. I'm just selective.
Yeah. Terrible. We're the same, to be honest. It's not a fit for everyone. Yeah. But in the case where it was a fit for someone, what would you say to that person if they were on the fence about joining Yield School?
So there are many groups out there, but this group is there to help you and make you successful. So they're going to you can even do investments like they do, as if Frank puts his portfolio out there so you can actually see what he's investing in. But you can also invest in different things if you find something you like. And if there's something that's not on the list, you could ask them to investigate it, and they will do that for you. So I think it's very worthwhile. I've tried other things. This one, to me, is the most successful, and it's a good group to belong to, and you'll be here forever, and they'll be there to help you. So anything you invest is something that you're going to get back. I just think that there's just so much good information that you guys provide. The hard part is there's so many bad actors out there, trying to. That's a ton. You gotta have the trustworthiness, which you guys have, in my opinion. Just talking to Cameron out of the gate, I could tell right away. He was very honest and sincere. Which, if you can keep him in that position for as long as you can keep him doing that, that's perfect because he's good at it. They all bring something different to the table. They are all very good at what they do. Patrick is awesome. He knows his craft. He understands it very well. So whenever he's on, I like to listen because he's always got some really good information. Carter's on. He's always comical. He's got something good to say. He's always trying to help you. Always. So you've got a great group of people. They're just no question there, in my opinion. Who else? Who did I? Sean, I like. He's still new, right? So I'm glad I got in at the ground floor to see how he's coming around. He has as much knowledge and information, and it's all in the way in which you present that. And he's never condescending about it. He always understands. Like for me, sometimes I'll ask. I know it's like a first grader question, but I'll ask the question anyway. And he'd be like, "Oh, great question, and good one," and he'll always compliment you for that. But yeah, so I just think he's going to do tremendous. Mickey, he's got. I know him the least out of all of them, but the value of what he brings is really good. He knows a lot about the economy, economics. His knowledge is invaluable. It's really good. I like listening to him when he talks. So it's all good.
Yeah, you can always count on him for a bit of realism.
Sophie, she's the one that helped me buy the last coin. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, she's just like boom, boom, boom. And yeah, no, it was good. She also got me hooked up on a Rabby wallet. So in no time. So I love her for how fast she is and how much help she gives you. You know, I saw your video first, and I did a little research online, and that's when I then reached out. But it was your video that got the trustworthiness and the believability, because you see when you're watching a video, the first 20 seconds or so are key. Mm-hmm. So, and you come out with do you want to 10x your portfolio? A lot of people are in the secondary markets. We do a lot of focus on the primary markets. It's the believability. You guys bring that. There are a lot of people that are doing bad things out there, and you're trying to do a good thing.